Good morning, everybody. It is 5:13 in the morning, and look at those colors. I really enjoy the early morning colors here in Tokyo. It is absolutely beautiful. Mind you, we are right in Akihabara right now, so it is a little bit noisy with trucks and whatnot going through. But as promised, as has been promised for a couple of weeks now, today we're going to do a bit of cycling. If you've seen my recent Instagram posts or Twitter, you will know that this here, the Sega Nigokan, the Sega 2 building, has closed as of last weekend. And unfortunately, things are starting to change in this area. And we're going to take a look today and just enjoy this landscape as it is while we can, as this truck goes by. So we're gonna jump on. Now today, as we do this today, we are going to explore some of the back streets that Tokyo has to offer and take a look at some of the, wow, look at that sunrise. Also, wow, Tim, thank you so much for kicking things off with a super chat there. There's another building here that I believe I recently saw will also be disappearing. Tim, good morning. Actually, everybody, good morning. Thank you kindly for that. Gets today off to a great start. I'll make sure this time to stop somewhere along the way and grab us a drink. This building right here, yes, as you can see, Heiten Shimashita, all in red there. This building as well is unfortunately saying goodbye. They may be keeping the buildings, but the shop itself is gone. Now this entire area actually around the electric entrance of Akihabara has changed quite a bit over time. So I just want to say, how is the connection, guys? How is the sound? Let me know down in the comments. We're gonna take a nice, relaxed cycle through the city today. That is right. We are cycling at the moment, as promised. It allows us to cover just a little more ground in a slightly faster time, so we should be able to cover quite a bit today. Akihabara is honestly, it's one of those places that you don't think about going first thing in the morning. Elaine, thank you so much for the chicken fund. Greatly appreciate that. We are gonna check and cross. There we go. The iconic Chuo line or Sobu Chuo line bridge here. There we are. Every now and then today we may get off the bicycle and do a little bit of exploring, but I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to do some backstreet exploration. So you know what? Sasoku, let's jump right into the back streets. So if you're coming out to Akihabara ever, if that's ever possible for people to do again, this area back here behind the station is just chock full of fantastic, that's a new word, fantastic spots and shops. It is, some of the electronic shops around here have spectacular deals on things like hard drives and memory cards and all of that, especially these Tsukumo shops, like the Tsukumo building that is changing there. So also, a huge shout out to our moderators today. Thank you so much for helping out with this. For the most part, I am going to be keeping my eye on the road itself, so I will only be able to reply to a slightly smaller number of the comments, but obviously we want to keep it as fresh, fun, and interactive as possible. I think if we go back behind this way, we can even find one of the hidden backstreet shrines of Akihabara. So there's a ton of little things like this here. hidden backstreet shrine right here. Whew. Can only go so slow before the bike just wants to fall over. Never found a shrine in Akiba. There are so many hidden backstreet shrines. So many. So how's everybody doing? What time is it where you are? Also, give that like button some love. Let's get this thing going. Ever famous, ever loved, right in front of us. If anything deserves a little bit of a like button, it is Super Potato right here. Me and my little brother Alexander came out and did Super Potato, oh, what, 2-ish years ago now? And it was a good time. We had a lot of fun with that video. This shop here actually has a lot of really cool stuff. I have a secret hobby that I never really talk about, which is yo-yos. And there's a great yo-yo shop in there. I saw there was another super chat in there. Give me just a second and we will take a peek at that. This is one of my favorite ways to go from Backstreet to Backstreet in this area, is using this little greenway here. This shop here also is just jam-packed with retro toys and whatnot, so it's a really good spot as well. All right, Toby Everyday says grab a coffee. Wow, that is not even close to quiet, is it? Toby Everyday says grab a coffee. My mom is here. Please could you say hello to Trisha? Hi Trisha, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy. All right, and Tommy says I miss my CC lemon, so have one for me or something. I will absolutely put that into CC lemon, no problem. Let's keep going. Let's check out some of these back streets here. All right. And here we go. So this area, this little back street as well, has a lot of shops that sell, I'd say, super cheap electronics, almost like junk shops. There's also a huge hobby off there where you can get electronics and audio equipment super cheap. And I'm gonna try to not get hit by this vehicle. Also, random fun fact, my eye is unbelievably itchy right now, so that's something we get to contend with. Now, a fun fact, I love the fun facts today. In this area, there's actually a park hidden behind here. And park is not hard to find whatsoever. You just go back this way. There's a little daycare, school space there to the left, and try not to hit that pole there. And then over here, there's this big open park. But you see, it's not about this park. For a short while, let's see if we, okay, itch the eye. Whew. Also, just because I don't think we've turned it around and said hello yet. Good morning, guys. Hi. Okay, let's get back to it. So, behind this park here, tucked into the back streets, I don't know if I'll be able to get in there. I'm gonna try something that I'd like to show you. All right. This space right here has been open absolutely forever. It looks like they took down there searching for a tenant space, but for the sign. But for the longest time, I was thinking of having an office right here. It's very central. It is right in the Akihabara area. It is tucked into one of my favorite little backstreet zones. So I thought for the longest time, how nice would it be to have my own little office space right there where I can just do everything. But the biggest concern for me was the giant glass doors and it being on the first floor. I wouldn't really be able to leave anything in the office. I just see people being like, oh, look at those nice cameras, smash. a glass door isn't exactly the best protection. So I smashed that like button. Well, thank you very much. Right now, if you're just joining, we are in the back streets of Akihabara. You know what, let's go out onto the main street area. Gonna go right out this way and we'll take a peek at exactly where we are. This here is actually one of my favorite shops to build a computer or buy parts for a computer, ARC. It's where I built my first computer in Japan. We might be hitting up a large temple or shrine today. There's one in the back streets of Akihabara, but let me see if I can balance this gimbal just a little better. There is a shrine in the back streets of Akihabara that's absolutely wonderful, but it requires quite a bit of stairs. And in response to the question, yes, I do speak Japanese. All right. There we go. We're gonna cut across here. We're gonna go into some of my favorite back streets, leading us towards the Ueno area. It's really nice at this time of day. It's not super hot. There's a nice breeze, especially as you cycle. This is the perfect time of day to be out and about on the bicycle. So there we go. This is another really popular Akihabara intersection. Right here is the Hiroto Station. And right back there, for anybody interested in airsoft, there is a spectacular airsoft shop tucked and hidden right around the corner. And no, I'm not biking against traffic because traffic wasn't moving. We are going to tuck ourselves into one of these little back streets here. This one here is actually one of my favorite because it's just so narrow and goes on for wow, pigeon lady. Hello, pigeons. You guys can't see the pigeon lady yet, but there's this woman up there being just stalked by a group of pigeons. Here we go. Oh, this is a whole thing. Well, that was fun. I'm not gonna lie. Enjoyed that. Good morning, pigeons. Hello, and I hope you guys' day is good. So this little back street here is simply runs between Akihabara and the Ueno area and will take us pretty much mostly all the way to Ueno. What we're gonna do is we're gonna swing through the area of the Ameyoko Market first and get there hopefully before it gets too crowded. You know what? Let's change up our street a bit. Been on that one long enough. Feel like it's time to try out a new one. So we're gonna go down this way. Now in the summer, these back streets here, especially late spring, early summer, are typically filled, and I mean filled with different festivals and everything like that, which just makes this area an absolute blast to explore. There we go. And as we get closer here to the train tracks there, we'll be getting closer to the Okachimachi area, which comes right between Akihabara and Ueno. So let's head that way and check it out. Yeah, Ameyoko is also one of my favorite markets. Regular viewers will know that there's a hilarious story behind this exact convenience store right here. I made one of my first big Japan mistakes at that convenience store right there. Katarina, hey Norm, celebrating my 37th birthday. Great to catch your stream. Oh wow, happy birthday. Are you doing anything exciting for your birthday? I hope the day is great. Thank you so much for the super chat. I feel like I should be giving you something. And actually soon, pretty soon, I will have something for you guys. In fact, As soon as we get up to this area up here, I have a little bit of a thing that I want to share with you guys. It's something fun, something exciting. So we're gonna just stop for a brief second, enjoy these back streets here. I've got something fun and exciting coming out this Sunday, and you guys will now be the first to know about it. So, all right, let's tuck ourselves into this space right here. Back when movie theaters were a thing that I would go to, I would often go to this here Toho Cinemas, a really great spot. There we go. And I should be able to, oh, I don't want to miss that one. Give me just a second. All right. And let me go back through. Say Pinecone. I really love these live streams. They help my wanderlust and explore places I can't yet go because of COVID. Get something for breakfast on me. Thank you, I definitely will. So, all right. Let me push the bike along here and talk to you guys. I've got a video coming out for us. Ooh, that was a lot looser than I thought it was. I've got a video coming out for us this Sunday, which I think is gonna be a lot of fun. I wanna try and arrange this so that maybe I'll just like kind of crouch as I push the bicycle. There we go. I've got a video coming out for us this Sunday that I think is gonna be an absolute blast. It is about a gentleman, whoa, I didn't have that on there as strongly as I thought. It is about a gentleman who lives in an abandoned elementary school. That's right. A video about a gentleman who lives in an abandoned elementary school, which not only is it an abandoned elementary school, but it's an abandoned elementary school tucked into the mountains of Shikoku. So that's pretty exciting. All right, I'm gonna turn this around. Yeah, there we go. And we will continue on our way. So many garbage trucks and whatnot at this time of the morning. It is a very trucky time. There we go. Back on the bike. Hello, pigeon. And coming up right in front of us is the Ameyoko Market. So right here to my right is the JR Okachimachi station. You can hear those classic JR sounds. And boom, there we are. We are entering Ameyoko itself. Yeah, I'm really glad that I could bring you guys along for this. Actually, today is a very heavy editing day. I need to finish up the video/documentary about the gentleman who is living in the abandoned school. He's built an entire life inside of that abandoned school, which is kind of amazing. Another hidden backstreet temple here. Regular viewers will know that this is my favorite snack shop in all of Tokyo right here. And right in the middle, there is this not abandoned, so I'm so focused on that abandoned video. There is an temple. It is not an abandoned temple. It is a well taken care of temple. And getting into here, you get a lot of the clothing shops and shoe shops that the Ameyoko Market is known for. I really wish it was to balance out the white a little better. There we go. And actually this time I won't be able to pull an all-nighter to finish this video because I have a guest coming tomorrow. Wow, it is Friday already, and we are potentially prepping for the next road trip adventure. Really, right now, the only thing that you can do is, thank you for doing these live streams. Get yourself something from that snack shop. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I have a couple, oh, look at that. I have a couple snacks that I absolutely love, so thank you. And so I will, yeah, I've got a guest coming. Right now, one of the only real, like, safe and decent ways to travel is to kind of do so by car. I don't want to be taking public transportation and all that. So it limits me to doing things like road trips. But because it's quote unquote limiting me, it opens up new areas and different places I usually wouldn't get to explore. So we're going under the tracks now. All right. Before it gets too crowded early in the morning, who wants to head towards Ueno Park? I think we can do that. Let's head towards Ueno Park. And I am not going to be, sorry, I'm not qualified to really comment on when I think travel and whatnot will open up again. There's absolutely no way, there's no way for me to guess that. Your guess, honestly, would be as good as mine. I've said it in previous live streams. It could be years from now. It could be months from now. There's really no way to tell. We got to expect the absolute worst and hope for the absolute best and just kind of support each other during these times. And I know this is kind of a crappy time, which is why I've been trying to get out a little more and do a few more of these live streams for you guys so that you can kind of feel maybe even a little bit like you're here with me. So, and I figured the cycling live stream would give us a great opportunity to do that because we get to cover a lot more area and distance in a lot shorter time. There we go. So we're gonna head towards Ueno Park area now. I'm gonna be honest, as I come up on the corner here, there's a koban or a police box, and I wouldn't be entirely surprised if they stopped us. Also, another massive group of pigeons just hanging out on the road over there to the, oh my God, those aren't pigeons, they're crows. They're so big. That is so many. Okay. So let's just hope for the best. Oh, that's narrow. All right, well, it seems we made it past the koban without issue, so let's make our way over to the why can't I say it lately? Shinabazoo Pond area, which is one of my favorite areas in Ueno. We're gonna do just a quick zip around. Does the title of the stream not say I'm biking? I thought I mentioned this is a cycling stream. This is a really, really great area just to hang out. They've also recently opened up a new entrance here to the Ueno Zoo, which used to just be an exit. It's just a really well taken care of area. And as we head out here right now, the lotus leaves are just out, and it just looks beautiful. There we go. Let's take a bit of a trip through here. There we go. So this is Shinabazoo Pond here in Ueno. We're gonna keep a pretty decent speed going through just because of how many people tend to be here jogging in the morning, but it is a really nice area that I kind of wanted to share with you guys. So Fang NZ $5. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. So, and actually, if you come here in the morning, usually around this season, there are people who come out with the sole purpose and intention of taking photos of the lotus because they're so beautiful. Like, Obviously I have the super wide lens on right now, so you can't see, it's pretty far away, but the inside are a beautiful bright yellow. Just absolutely spectacular. So, all right. Usually I would do a full run around the park, but considering how many people are here jogging, let's keep on our way. One of the goals of these streams, one of the little adventure points of these streams, is to keep ourselves as far away from people as possible, which is one of the reasons why we always get to do Backstreets and see the places that otherwise you wouldn't get to see. Jordan says, why would the police have stopped you? Oh, that's a good question. I didn't really cover that. Honestly, I would say just the general concern more than anything else for me having like the gimbal in hand while cycling, especially considering that that is like a major street. I don't think they would care as much in the back streets. I don't think I would have been in any trouble, to be honest. I think they would have just been like, hey, you might want to be a little more careful, and just kind of stop me for a second. They can, it really depends on the area you're in, but they can be kind of concerning. They can be sometimes a little bothersome, but for the most part really aren't that bad as long as you're polite. So, and where are we right now? Right now we are in the Ueno area near the Shinabazoo Pond. Why do I keep saying Shinu? It means die, by the way, Shinu. This is the Shinabazoo Pond area in the back streets of Ueno. And I think this is a great opportunity to check out some of this area's beautiful shitamachi, or really backstreet areas, kind of the older area of Tokyo. So what we're gonna do is we are going to zip out from here into some of the more backstreety areas, one of my favorite areas. Can anybody guess where we're going? You get an extra 10 points if you can guess where we're going. In order to get there, I think I'm gonna cycle us through the park. There we go. Managed to get by the Koban safely once again. We just came from Akiba, so if you're just joining the stream now, the stream started with us saying goodbye to a wonderful building that's going to be disappearing in Akihabara. Right now we are in Ueno Park. For those of you who have never been here or seen it, also this guy's a killer bicycle. What's up, man? For those of you who have never been here or never seen it, this is all Sakura trees right here. These are all cherry blossom trees in this area. So, the transparent toilets are in Shibuya on the other side of the city. To be honest, I actually really wanted to do a live stream of the transparent toilets and give you guys a peek at that. But I think kind of doing things safely is much more important. And I went there 2 separate mornings around 5 o'clock in the morning, and the area as a whole was far too crowded to safely navigate and talk and do a stream and everything like that. It just would not have made for very good social distancing. So I chose to opt out and not do that live stream. But I think there are plenty of other videos and pieces of content out there that are showing those toilets, so no worries there. So has anybody figured out where we're heading from Ueno? The sound of those cicada. Yes, we are going to take some of the back streets from the Ueno area out to Asakusa. So I'm glad that people have gone out and done some decent content on it. It's kind of the challenge right now as a creator, right? Like how much of a trade-off do you want to do, right? Do you want to just go out and go for it, or it's the risks and the balance and all of that. And I've got enough reason to want to stay safe and healthy. And one of the goals is also, to be completely honest, to the hope that, through you guys getting to enjoy these streams, that you might be like, oh, it is possible to travel around Tokyo completely safely and avoid people, not go to areas with all the crowds and whatnot. That's always kind of been the goal with this content, is to show you guys that you can enjoy Tokyo without the crowds. So I've always enjoyed the park first thing in the morning. It's cool, it's quiet, it's filled with really chill people. What? Wait a minute. Is Charla in here? Oh, good morning, Charla. Hi. How's it going? I'm not entirely paying attention to the screen, so if I miss stuff, guys, just spam me with it. Let me know. Where did his arms go? The arms fell off. They've just disappeared. They will join us again in a future stream. Okay. So the Tokyo National Museum is here right now. You might as well call the police because I'm crossing on red. And we are gonna head down this way. This will enable us to take some of the back streets, some of the really stomachy streets, into the Asakusa area. It has been forever and a day since I've gotten out to Asakusa first thing in the morning. So I'm excited to, and there's a giant whale here too, by the way, just in case you've never been to Ueno, giant whale. So, and also guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's not Charmander anymore. It's Charmeleon. She's been upgraded. She crossed that beautiful 500K mark, and congratulations to her on that. So we're gonna get through. Now the challenge of where we're going right now is I usually prefer to do this hill with two hands. But we'll see how it all plays out. This is a pretty steep hill we got coming up ahead of us, but it leads us right into the back street area. Dun, 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 dun. Oh wow, beautiful sunrise. You got the sky tree off there in the distance. You got the train tracks here. Sun in 3, 2, 1, and sunshine. Look at that. I've always enjoyed this particular bridge right here. So we're gonna head down here. Definitely need our hands on the brake for this one, because this is a bit of a treacherous hill. So I'm gonna try and take it carefully. Yeah, those are some seriously nice clouds today. To be honest, this hill's a lot easier to go down than it is to go up, so we've got that going for us. So treachery is afoot. Means Charla is now awake too at 5:47. Wow, it is 5:47 already. Time flies. I do not know how time goes by so quickly. On the plus side, from Tokyo Tower out to this area by bicycle, I think a lot of people don't realize exactly how small Tokyo is, but you can definitely see it in streams like this. Like we started in Akihabara, made our way through to Okachimachi and Ueno, and now we're heading towards Asakusa, taking the most ziggity-zaggity back streets we possibly can. Yes, ziggity-zaggity is a new thing. Those are real words, by the way. And there we go. Oh, perfect. Green lights all the way. Wow, Robert Dockery. I was doing some reading this morning. Oh, Soji, master swordsman back in the 1860s. He buried at Hiroto Shrine in Asakusa. Please, there we go. No, my continued, sorry, I'm trying to read this with my nose. Support of, thank you so much, Bob. Really appreciate that. Really, really do. All right, so from here, we're going under the bridge. This is the highway here above us, and we're getting right into the back street areas between Ueno and Asakusa. This whole zone right here is one of my favorite places, not just in Tokyo, but in all of Japan, just because this set of back streets here has so much to discover. I don't even know how many videos I've just done of me walking these back streets, discovering stuff. But look at this, it's 5:47 in the morning and he's in there working. Well, it's a newspaper place, so, you know, early risers, early bird, worm, all that. I'm trying to get it so that the sky isn't blown out because there's a beautiful, beautiful view of the Tokyo sky tree just engulfed in sunshine there. And Nicholas, thank you so much for the £2. Let me try and sneak through here. There we go. Lots of people in Tokyo walk their dogs in like baby carriers made for dogs. I don't remember if that was like normal back home or not. How about your country? It's something that I can't ever remember actually seeing back in Canada, but it's something that you see here all the time in Japan. And I feel when I have visitors coming from other countries, they're always super surprised to see it. But I've spent pretty much my entire adult life living here in Japan, so it's become a very, very normal thing to me. So how about your country? Is that a normal thing also? Where are you watching from? That would be nice to know. So never seen it in Europe. Nope, not a lot in California. Not in Australia, gotta go to bed. Tommy, thanks for joining. All right. So up here, you can't really see it because the sky is yet again blown out. But we have the the Asakusa View Hotel engulfed in gold there. Dog strollers are super rare in Scotland. Huh. Look at that. It seems like it is like a very, very Japan thing. Here we go. Did a quick hand swap there. Almost lost our... There we go. Now that's the proper lighting right there. Not a thing in Spain, definitely interesting. Okay, so back to the topic that I was talking about earlier, until we get to like the next shrine and whatnot. This area that I'm cycling through right now is just chock full of hidden temples and shrines. Maybe we'll go take a peek at one or two. But one thing that I do want to say is, as I said, this Sunday I'm going to be putting out like a mini video / documentary on a gentleman who lives inside of an abandoned school tucked within the mountains. Like when you look at the location of the school, you're like, why would they make a school here? Like for a full-grown adult who owns a vehicle, this place is borderline impossible to get to. No wonder it's abandoned. Like why would they put a school here? It's kind of that sort of vibe, but he has really, really made the absolute best out of life there. That's going to be coming out Sunday. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a giveaway with the notification squad, so make sure that your notifications are on. I'm going to be hanging out in the comments for the first hour on that video and spending time just chatting with you guys and hanging out. So if you are interested in seeing that one early, spending a little time chatting and hanging out, and potentially winning a bit of a giveaway, then come and watch that one early. It's going to be such a fun video. Like it's been a lot of work to not only shoot and edit the entire thing, but there's been a lot of back and forth with the gentleman who lives there, because him and I have become pretty good friends now. We had originally just kind of swung by to take a peek at the place, and it took a very hard right turn and turned into something completely different, something that neither one of us were expecting. And you'll get to see all of that in the video there. So, bye Fang, thanks so much. So this is one of the hidden backstreet temple areas right here. You can hear those beautiful morning temple sounds. Let's go take a peek. All right. Time to get up and do things. Have a nice ride. Thank you, Charla. Have a good day. So back when I lived in the Asakusa area, I would often use these back streets or even this temple as the backdrop for a lot of videos. Speaking of temples, have you ever tried completing? No, I haven't actually. Never. So. There we are. It's actually a fairly wide open space here. Then you come out here, and you got all the paper cranes. It's a lot of paper cranes. And a lot of frogs. So that's a thing. When I say a lot of frogs, I mean like a lot of frogs. It's like Frog Town. And that sound is morning prayer from the temple priests. If you live in the area, usually you can hear this from around 5:45, 6 in the morning. So it carries fairly nicely through the area. Is it possible to roller skate in Tokyo? Have you ever seen someone do it? Yes and no. We'll talk about that in just a second. So as you can see, morning prayers are going on in there. Don't want to intrude too much, so we're not going to go up. But we will come this way, where we've managed to just leave the bike there for now. It can be 10 minutes, it can be 30. There's probably a more standard time, but I've never actually stopped and like timed it. As for roller skating in Tokyo, you can, but okay, so let me show you something. So this area right here is designated for foot traffic and bicycles. This area right here is designated for car traffic and bicycles. Legally, that only leaves foot traffic, car traffic, and bicycles that fall under the official okay. So things like rollerblades and skateboards and that, almost all the time, if you pass a police box, they will stop you and be like, hey, get off that skateboard, or hey, take off those roller skates. And it's not that it's technically illegal, it's that it's just technically there's no designation for it, so it's not legal, if that makes any sense. And he's noisy. So I'm gonna wait for him to pass. Thank you. And there was a good question in there. How about electric skateboards like boosted boards? Kind of same thing. But the thing is, electric skateboards are self-powered. And because like I have an electric skateboard that I use to get around all the time, but I have to use the back streets because since they're self-powered, they technically count as a motorized vehicle and you would need a license plate. So those you can legally get in big trouble for. I'm gonna go back and check out those super chats. So, and that was a little taiko drum. So DM, you might want to make a video on what I've done a video on jobs in Japan. And if you want to know in more detail, I've done a very detailed podcast on how while teaching English is a great way to get your foot in the door, there are many other jobs available, and we talk about how to find them. It's all in the TOKYOLENS podcast. Definitely check that out. And there was one more. Sweet Archangel says, so you can buy more duct tape for the gimbal to tape it to the roof of the car for the next trip. Awesome, thank you. Really appreciate that. All right. Yeah, even the most recent podcast kind of talks about how to move to Japan. How to move to Japan the right way. I feature some guests who decided that they wanted to live in Japan. They took their time, they did it right, and I kind of got them to share their story on how they did that and what they are doing now for life and work. So I try to go and do a lot more of those super deep dives, anything that would be longer than like a 10-15 minute video and require maybe, you know, some serious chit chat. I try to do on the TOKYOLENS podcast when I can. If podcasts aren't your thing, then I would say just find those 1 or 2 episodes that have the exact stuff that you're looking for. I try to title them to be as descriptive as possible. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna head down to an area called, oh, Toby, thanks so much. We're gonna head down to an area called Kappabashi area. There we go. Did I miss something? I see someone saying I missed something. Did I miss a super chat? Let me know. I don't think I missed one. JZM, did I? If I miss it, just let me know. For a morning coffee, Norm. Ooh, I found it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Whew, see, you just gotta spam me when I miss them. Sorry, but thank you. Okay, I think let's head down here. This area is one of the best places to get a gorgeous view of the Tokyo sky tree early on in the morning. And if you haven't done so already, this gorgeous sky tree view is a spectacular reason to give that like button some love. So go ahead and do that, because look at that. This has always been one of my favorite streets just because of this view. This is also like a fairly, like all of these around here are little businesses and whatnot. Could you do a podcast on how to buy an abandoned home for foreigners? I'm actually thinking of doing a piece of content quite similar to that, but I want to make sure that I know much more about it rather than just... Anyway, look at this street. Seriously though, look at this street. Now this street is home to one of the best July festivals, which is the Tanabata Festival. And there are beautiful lanterns and everything that are put up above the street. The street just gets filled with people. Obviously not the ideal situation, you know, at this time in the world, but this is just a spectacular place to be. A while back, Charla and I, Charla's left now, but her and I came out and we did a video on a like vegan restaurant slash supermarket that's out here. And like, seriously, look at that sky tree view. Like, could there be a better view? Oh, I ruined it. I was like, let's get the handlebars in there, and then I ruined the view, sorry. There we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, the vegan place is still there. So if you are vegan or you have specific dietary restrictions, there is this place right here, which is called the Vegan Store. Charlotte and I both did a video on our respective channels about that. So you can check those out if you're interested. And let's see if we can't make this light before it changes. If it gets too windy, sorry about the wind noise. Oh, she's just ignoring the light herself. There we go. All right, so right around the corner here, there is another police box, Koban. So we're gonna take this back street right here, which actually this back street has a lot of tiny little izakaya. It's got bubble tea shops like this one here. It's got places you can stand and drink outside, like this liquor shop here. It's really, really quite nice. So, and I'm gonna show you guys the back street sneaky way to enter into the Sensoji Temple. Wow, was that sunshine bright in the face. All right, so what you wanna do is you want to get out near the pachinko parlors out here. Ooh. Oh, there's an officer right there. Okay. Wow, even this giant pachinko parlor, what? Looks like they've closed it down. The majority of the signs that are up are gone. It's about to get very, very bright, but we're gonna go for it. So up here on the left-hand side, first off, you have Hisagodori, which is a great place for cheap ramen. There's like a 330 yen ramen shop there or something. And then right here you have Hanayashiki, which is actually Japan's oldest theme park. There's a great street for drinking down there called Happidori, and everything is outdoor drinking establishments. So if you're looking for a place to do a little bit of like outdoor drinking rather than going into an establishment, that street may be a potential option for you, but a fair heads up, it does get fairly crowded. A popular place to stay when you come out to the Asakusa area for many people, especially if you were traveling on a budget, is this place right here, the Sakura Hostel and Cafe. I've stayed there a very long time ago. Actually, okay, I personally didn't stay there. My buddies stayed there when I lived in Asakusa, and they were really nice and pleasant. So usually I go through that area, but there's stairs, so clearly we're not going through there right now. You know what? Let's go for it. Oh, hello, kitty. Don't let me bother you. There we go. Somebody may have done a video about that hostel. I don't think I covered it in a piece of video content. All right, and from here, I'm probably gonna get off of the bicycle for a second. We'll go this way first. Ooh, there we are. Can anybody guess where we are? Is anybody able to tell from the buildings? Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. And there's the amusement park right there. I want to give you guys a quick view of that. Again, Japan's oldest amusement park. This street itself is called Hanayashiki Dori. Derek, Asakusa, and a night of Denki-buran. Good times. Oh wow, that takes me back. You know, I never did do that follow-up video of like bars in Asakusa. All right, so it's usually from about here that I dismount. There we go. And then we can walk through and explore the area. So right now, if you haven't figured it out already, we've come right into the back end of the Sensoji Temple. And again, like even these more major areas, if you hit them up early enough in the morning like this, they're very quiet. Like, look at this. Look at this. Oh, just a spectacular place to be. You got the pagoda there, the sky tree in the background, off to the left. Oh, wow. Looks like they're doing some construction in the temple area itself. A bunch of it's closed off. Hello, pigeons. Really miss Asakusa. Yeah, me too. For anybody who's new to the stream or new to the channel, I lived in this area for the better part of a decade, and it truly has my heart. I love the area. This spot right here, especially when the ground is wet, is a spectacular spot to come out and get a photo. You just get the camera really close to the ground and get the reflection of the water and the temple. Sounds like they're singing some morning prayers. They're in Sensoji Temple as well. I don't know if you guys can hear that at all. Oh, look at that view. Still, thanks, Tim. Tim's saying that we're still down like 90 plus likes to watcher ratio. So if you want to give that like button some love and enjoy the temple along the way, really appreciate. Like, I just love the view. Like, I get real quiet in here because I just enjoy being in here. I just enjoy this view. I just enjoy this area. So the clouds do have a really nice feel to them today. And there's a few other like temples and shrines in the back area here. The entire area is open 24/7. There are no gates that close it off. Mind you, the temple itself you can't get to. Sven, thank you very much for that super chat stamp. I like those little stamps, they're neat. I always say it in the streams, but as much as super chats are great and whatnot, if you are interested in getting to know each other a little bit better and spending a little more time hanging out, I invite you cordially and personally over to the Patreon side of things where, you know, for the amount of one super chat, we get to hang out for an entire month, which is just awesome. There's videos, podcasts, Discord server, a secret Instagram, all that stuff. And there's this crow over here who's just going to town on this garbage. He's so happy about it too. He's like, yo, this is my garbage, dude. What's up? So this area right here, there's another little temple hidden right in this spot. And then there's one of my favorite restaurants in all of Tokyo hidden right over here. You know, I haven't talked to the proprietor of this restaurant in some time. I hope he's doing well. This is Wataenkiko, a Tsugaru Shamisen restaurant where you can sit down and enjoy some Tsugaru Shamisen and listen to the beautiful music. When people ask me like, oh, where can I listen to shamisen while I'm in Tokyo? This restaurant right here, tucked right behind Sensoji, is a spectacular spot. So I highly, highly recommend it. So once we get out of here, we will hop back on and keep the ride going. There's also a restaurant over here that has been here absolutely forever. Wow, I really hope he hasn't closed down. This Omiya restaurant hires chefs from overseas, and they're actually really quite good. And we got another beautiful view of the sky tree right there. Look at that. Asakusa Backstreets, first thing in the morning. What happens in winter? What do they do with the snow and all these back streets? They use a broom and sweep it away because Tokyo doesn't really get heavy snowfall. If we're lucky, we might get one heavy snowfall per year, and that heavy snowfall will only last overnight, and by the next day it melts away. The back streets will more often than not end up having the snow just naturally taking up by everybody running out to make snowmen and stuff like that. Jordan, I just got the notification. I want to personally welcome you to the Patreon adventure side of things. Take a peek at the most recent live stream on the secret Instagram. We're going to be doing something together, maybe planning out a bit of a trip together. It's going to be fun. So this entire area here just ends up being filled with like dozens and dozens of little snowmen all over the place, and then the snow's gone. But for the most part, I think one of the weirdest things that it's difficult for me to get used to is seeing that in Tokyo, Japanese tend to clear away the snow with a broom. And like more often than not, it's not even like a broom. It's like a witch's broom. And it's just there's not enough snow and it doesn't really stay on the ground. So there's a small ramen shop in those back alley streets of Asakusa that had chicken ramen. Couldn't find it again last time. Gotta look harder next trip. Yes, the restaurant's name is Kiko. So, and Jordan, really excited to have you. We honestly have such a good time over there, and I live stream over there like weekly, multiple times. So, oh, look at that. These backstreet areas are really fun. One of my favorite bars, the Rastaman Cafe, is over there as well. Oh, look at me, just cycling away. I don't want to miss it. So I'm back because I saw that there was, oh no. There we go. From Viola, thank you very much for the little sticker. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I got all the crew welcoming Jordan. All right, so it is this area here that has the drinking street called Hoppidori. Let's take a quick peek at it. I just kind of want to give you guys a feel for the area. I've shown it in videos, and I've definitely been here in other live streams, but I used to do a lot of my live streams like during the main part of the day or at night. And so I don't think I've actually ever shown the mess of this place the next morning, the morning after, if you will. And this is what she tends to look like. Seems like last night might have been a pretty decent night to hang out here. Looks like some people had some fun. And we're gonna go down this way just to show you how close everything is. One of my favorite cafes or kisaten is a shop called Royal Cafe. It's been in the area forever. The people there are longtime good friends. And Jacob, I just got the notification. Welcome to the crew. It's gonna be a great time. Thanks so much. This right here is Royal Cafe. And it's noisy, so we're gonna keep going. But this is an amazing place to have breakfast, so. And Der Dome, I saw that in there. Just some pocket money for breakfast. Good to see you still cycling. What did I miss? Well, for anybody just joining in now, we started out the adventure out in Akihabara. We went through Ueno, we hit up the park, and have now made our way down to Asakusa. And right now, we're in one of the Shotengai in the Asakusa area. Nice little souvenir shop here. And we'll take some, Orange Street. Okay, you know what? Since Elaine says Orange Street, we're gonna go take a quick peek at Orange Street. All right, Orange Street is literally just right there. Jordan, how about I had a question. Oh, did I miss? Give me a second. I hope I didn't miss anything, but Joe Froelich had a question. How easy is it to retire in Japan? Are there any rules, etc.? That's actually a really good question, and surprisingly, one that comes, I wouldn't say surprisingly, and understandably, one that comes up fairly often, and it's one that I'm currently recording an interview or two for, and I'm not quite sure if it's gonna end up as a full-on video or a podcast. It's really good content. There's some really good answers in there. It is possible, it is doable, but it's not, obviously it's not, you know, super easy. It's not just like pack up and go. So Orentecon or Orange Street is this street right here. It ends with a bit of a temple at the end. And every year the Tokyo Tsugaru Shamisen Taikai or competition is held right in there. So, you know what? Let's take this as an opportunity to go this way. There we go. And this is obviously why they call it Orange Street. Also, if you come to Japan in the January time and you want to see the Seijinshiki, the coming of age ceremony, this is a great area for it. And this is the mascot of Orange Street right here. His name is Orentecon, and this is the Orentecon House. So I had a few friends who lived in this building right here. I guess I still have a few friends who live in this building right here. And I asked them, I was like, what's it like having a Starbucks on the first floor of your building? And they're like, it's terrible. It's not a good thing. You stop going to Starbucks and you're just like, there's always people at the bottom of my building. So kind of same with a supermarket. I've always kind of wanted to live in a building that has like a supermarket in the first floor. Yet we are right around Asakusa Station now. Asakusa Station is going to be just off to our left over here. You'll see the area with the sky tree and the building with the golden pool. That is so bright. And then heading back into these back streets over here. And imagine the noise. Well, a lot of the apartments are built well enough that you don't have to super worry about noise in Tokyo. If you have an older place, it's gonna be maybe a little noisier. But most of the places, like my very first place in Tokyo, was a very old place and it was incredibly noisy. But most of the places in Tokyo are, if they're built modernly, the walls can be quite thin, again, especially in older places. But it's also, so a good tip, if you want a quieter place to live, it costs a little more, but find a pet-friendly apartment. Pet-friendly apartments are usually made to be a little more soundproof, or if you find a pet and instruments okay apartment, then usually it's gonna be a lot quieter there. In case you ever come out and you need to get some work done on your automobile while you're here, you purchased an automobile, this place here, Yaguchi Motors, has always been very kind to me, very helpful. It's hard to recommend mechanics, but if I had to, I would definitely recommend him. He's a staple of the community. The Pelican bread shop is actually just up here. We'll go take a look at it. Just up here on the left. Can you usually bike on all roads? That's actually a really good question. Yes, you can. All roads are designated for bicycles. A lot of them have bike lanes there to help. There's also bike lanes on some sidewalks, but as you'll notice with this, they're not consistent. So it'll be like bike lane, crap. Just like that. And then you're like, okay, great, nothing, great. Bike lane again for like a brief moment. So it's usually better if you're comfortable to cycle on the roads. Have you tried streaming with the Insta360 One X yet? I actually will probably stream with the GoPro 360 camera. I may have a stream coming up in like the next week or so that I might try that out while I'm on the next road trip. But experimental streams always happen with the other crew of individuals, because I don't want to be testing something out for like a big YouTube live stream and then everything comes crashing down. So I did a video, I think I called it something like Japan's most famous bakery you've never heard of, and I called it that because so many Japanese people across Tokyo know this specific bakery right here. The name is synonymous. Their bread is sent all over the city. This right here is the Pelican Bakery, and their stuff is literally sent everywhere. If you're looking for like a fun short piece of content after this, the piece I did on this is about 4 or 5 minutes, and it shows like just everything about it. I sat down with the owner, and it's just, yeah, spectacular. Really quite nice. So greetings from Denmark. Hello. That forklift is all, isn't it though? Hi, a little forklift. All right. Let's keep on our way. Green light means go. Oh, so you want to race, do ya? Well, I lost that one. Point is, we tried. The fact is, we lost, but the point is, we tried. Boost, Norm. Gotta get those nitros. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to avoid that next intersection because that next intersection is like the police box hotspot. So we're gonna wait and we're gonna go into one of these like little mini back streets here. So, steal the forklift. Oh boy. Whew. You get boost when you hit 5 arrows. Chelsea, good morning, Chelsea. How you doing? It says, good afternoon, Norm. Hope you have a great bike ride. Much love from Arizona. Well, thank you very much. Super happy to have you here. And guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and break the law because there are no cars coming from either direction. And we're just gonna go. And now it's green, no longer breaking the law. Ha, convenient timing. Yay. So is the reason you know where all the police boxes are? Yeah, there's a reason I know. I lived right in this area since I moved to Japan in 2007. Basically, all of this was my back streets. All of this was my area. And it's helpful to know where the Koban and the police boxes are because things can go terribly wrong sometimes. No, it's good to know where they are, and you just learn your neighborhood. So, did you get a lot of tickets? Not really. When I first came to Japan, I had like wild spiky hair and like I would zip through the streets really fast on my bicycle, and I was skateboarding everywhere. And I probably have been asked to get off a skateboard upwards of 200 times here in Tokyo. I've never gotten in actual trouble for it. They've always been, I don't want to say they've always been pleasant. They've always been human. Like they've never been like unnecessarily aggressive for no reason. So they've always been decent about it. So, and there we are, just kind of cycling with our long shadow. Good morning. Do the police still ask for your residence card when you're out and about? You mentioned it once. You always have to have your ID. You 100% always have to be carrying some form of ID as a non-Japanese individual in the area, whether it be your passport or your residence card or something like that. You need to have some ID on you. Not having ID on you, that alone is reason enough for them to take you to the police box or the police station. So, how do you alert pedestrians or cars? A bell won't really help with cars. And with this bike, I don't really ride on the sidewalks, so I don't really need to like alert pedestrians, but I do have a mouth, so I can just say sumimasen and have them. There we go. There's a on-road bike lane right there. So if you're wondering what those look like, this is what the on-road bike lanes look like right here. Whew. Just such a nice morning. It's honestly a great time to do this. So, full confession, as I was cycling out to this area today, there was a podcast I was listening to, and usually I like to listen to podcasts that are somewhat informative, that teach something above all else. But today I kind of spoiled myself and I went for a purely entertainment-based podcast, and I listened to what's called the Office Ladies Podcast. And it is a podcast by basically Pam and Angela from The Office, where they just listen to or watch through the episodes of The Office. and just kind of talk about it, share like behind the scenes facts and stuff like that. And it's a fun little piece of entertainment. So here we are. What time are we looking at? It is currently 6:28 in the morning. You can get little resealable plastic bags from Amazon, which are the right size for passports. Good if you are caught in the rain. Oh, I see a few requests coming into the secret Instagram there. As soon as I wrap up with this stream, I will get those dealt with. Thank you guys very much. I probably won't be cycling Shibuya anytime soon. I've passed through Shibuya on my motorbike a couple times in like the past 2 to 3 weeks, and it's as if a pandemic doesn't exist. The area is just absolutely crazy. There are so many people. I cannot believe it. So I'm going to be avoiding the Shibuya area for the foreseeable future, just because it feels like the smart choice. It is so much nicer hanging out in the shade than in the direct sunlight. So if I were to keep going on this street right here, because I'm sure you may be curious as to where we are headed, to continue along this street right here would bring us all the way through Ueno and Akihabara area and everything like that. Another thing Japanese love to do is just kind of wet the front of their shops every single morning in the summer. It's a thing. So, you know, because humidity isn't a thing apparently. What's the one-off parking spots? What do you mean? They're parking spots. They're just where people park their cars. You mean these? Yeah, they're just parking spots. They just park their cars there. Yeah, I probably should actually stop in. Wouldn't hurt to grab a drink. I made sure to come prepared this time and bring myself a pocket full of coins. There we go. Let's see. Just. Oops. Okay, that works. It's drink time. I thought that maybe I could clamp this on here. I got a clamp. It works until it falls down. What time would you say rush hour starts? Rush hour is really more about the trains than it is about the cars. You'll deal with it a little bit with the cars, but much more with the trains. Get an umbrella in that lost. It's not raining. I don't need an umbrella. There's no more coffee, Coke. It is all long since gone. Give me a second. I'll grab a drink and I will show you what is available in these vending machines right here. So. There we are. Get myself a nice sports drink first thing in the morning. Woo. That's good, especially when it's really hot out. Let me give you guys a peek at these vending machines here. This is kind of like Pocari Sweat, but this is called Kirin Love Sports. Okay, I'm gonna unclamp that. There we are. And this is what we got. So this is the vending machine that I just grabbed from. It's got a mix of everything. All beverages in here are cold. This one's a Coke vending machine. So you got everything from Coke and Rio Gold all the way down to the Georgia coffees. This one's actually kind of neat. It's a Mount Rainier vending machine. So it's got all these Morinaga drinks all the way from the picnic and the cocoa to the grape juice, the Sunkist grape juice, which is like some of the only real grape juice that you can get. And then all the way down to the coffee beverages. An Asahi vending machine over here, which has monster drinks and the like. And then over to here, you get proper cans of, that's actually a pretty big can of Pocari Sweat for $1. It's not too bad at all. It's not terrible. So, and the bike is just laying there. Ugh. Yes, it is a volcano. There we are. Whew. This is a lot of fun. I'm gonna come to a dead end at the end of this road. We're gonna need to find a new way out of here. So yeah, as for how I'm streaming right now, I believe that was, I think Tim was just trying to help answer a question on how I'm streaming. I will link it in the description. I am using the iVideo Wi-Fi that I always use. I'm pretty sure it's still the cheapest that you can get when it comes to being in Japan. But yeah, that's how the drinks in the vending machine, I missed that. Are the drinks in the vending machine different prices to konbini? Yeah. There are even different prices between different vending machines. So it all tends to be a little different depending on where you are. Games Globe, great stream. Keep it up, dude. Thank you very much. Have you watched Japan Sinks 2020? No, it's on my list of things that I would like to catch up and watch, but I'm very, very far behind on my consumption of content. I had done this project a while back called the At Home Show, where I sat down with creators from all across Japan and did 1 hour episodes in both audio and video format. And it turned out that each one of those ate up a minimum of like 10 to 15 hours to make. So that set me back a couple months, I'm not gonna lie, but it was very, very worth it. And we had a great time putting it all together. So if I had to go back and do it all again, I'd probably do it in a different way, but I would definitely do it all again. We had some really high value episodes, great guests, and a lot of fun, so. Have tissues if you watch Japan Sinks. One of the reasons that I haven't prioritized it is because it's a story that's been told 1,000 times. Japan Sinks is a very, very, very common movie format for Japanese movies. You'll see almost that exact same storyline play out in live action Japanese movies all the time. There's this disaster, there's these main characters, there's family and love lost, and there's the rescue people, and yeah. So it's on the list. We'll get there as soon as I have the opportunity to consume again. Whew. We are just about back in the Ueno area now. Have you ever climbed to the very top of Mount Fuji? Yes, I have. I've done a couple pieces of content on it. Oh boy. Give me a second. I will start answering questions again once we get a green light to get through here. Get off for now. There we go. Jordan, I saw your question about how to join the secret Instagram. There is a post pinned to the top of the Patreon page that explains how to do that. Check that post. Then I will verify you on there and get you registered in, and you're good to go. So this one has come up a couple times during the live stream, so I just want to reiterate once more that no content creator out there is going to be able to tell you or give you any rough idea on when Japan might open up again. Hope for the best, I guess is what you could say. Honestly, expect a year plus and hope that maybe it's earlier. But either way, if you choose to travel early, make sure that you know which precautions to take and how to do so. This is going to be, honestly, as good safely. That's really all I can say about that. And Cheyenne, yes, we are still live. We're now in the back streets of the Ueno and Ameyoko area. I just never tire of this place. Oh no. Typebeast is telling me that the signal is cutting out. I am shrouded in buildings, so. There we go. This should be a little better. Audio dropped again. YouTube loves poking around with my streams. Audio's good. Glad to hear it. Whew. There we go. Look at that. We're back to the area with the snack shop and the temple. Also on the corner here, it's pretty good food, and there's one of the cheapest takoyaki places in all of Tokyo. It's like right there. Morning. That guy was really nice. He just jogged by and he was like, good morning. It's those little tiny things like that. Little tiny, like someone jogging by and saying good morning to you that just makes the whole day just feel better. Didn't you stream at that takoyaki place? I'm pretty sure I did. And at the very least, I did a video with my little brother Alexander where we did an entire day of food and we did takoyaki there, so. Around what time do all those shops open up? That's kind of the shocking thing about Japan, especially Tokyo, is how late shops and whatnot open up. You would expect it to be like, oh, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. More often than not, it's like 11 a.m. that anything opens up. It's actually very, very surprising to see a major metropolitan area like Tokyo not have shops open until 11 a.m. and then watch all the shops close up at like 6 or 7 p.m. It's really surprising. It's one of those little things that for all the years I've been here, I still can't really get used to. There we go. Whew. Pull over for a brief second. See if I can't clamp this onto the bicycle. See, after the last stream, I was like, I need a slightly more efficient way to have this on the bike. Yeah, I do have tips for learning Japanese. My big tip for learning Japanese is just do something every single day. I've done countless pieces of content on how to learn Japanese, and in the end, it all comes down to one thing. It's if you're not doing it every single day, plain and simple, you're not going to be able to speak Japanese. A language isn't something that you learn like playing guitar. A language is something that becomes a part of your life. So if it's not a part of your daily life, you're not going to learn it. Plain and simple, easy peasy, every single day. Like get a little calendar. Go to the 100 yen shop, dollar shop. Get yourself a calendar and mark down every single day. If you miss a day, it means you start over. And every single time, try and go for like a longer period. Try and go for 20 days, 50 days, 100. See if you can go a full 365 days without skipping a single day of Japanese learning. So that would be my biggest piece of advice. I'm gonna park the bicycle here for a second, see if we can't grab a drink. There we are. Whew. I grabbed a little clamp from Small Rig. He's not in a crowd. What's that? I've got my mask for those of you who want to be pedantic about it. There we go. Mask makes it really, really easy to drink my drink as well. I wasn't wearing a mask because A, we were in constant motion, and B, it is 6:40 in the morning and there's nobody around. Actually, when I'm cycling, like when I'm proper cycling, I've always got the mask on because that's when you're breathing the heaviest, which is one of the reasons I've been keeping this cycle going pretty slow. So all right. So again, if you've just joined recently, video coming out on Sunday. The gentleman who lives in an abandoned elementary school up in the mountains of Shikoku, Japan, hanging out in the comments for the first hour of that video and doing a little bit of a giveaway. Number 2 is gonna be from this Sunday. I'm going to be going on another adventure. Jordan, I just saw your notification of you making the request. I will take a look at it and get that approved. And for Jordan and the others who have joined, and for everybody who's a part of it, we're gonna be doing what we did with the last one, which is where I'm doing daily streams for everybody who's on that Patreon side of things. So we're gonna have, and actually no, I'm just wearing jeans, that's it. So, and there are people over there, so see, now that there are people, we're gonna do this. What do you recommend? Study in Japan or work in Japan to live there? Really depends on your financial situation. If you don't have a university degree, I'd recommend studying. Are we gonna get to see, and now they're gone. Are we gonna get to see Victor on this road trip too? No, Victor unfortunately has to work, but I will be bringing along a different guest for this road trip. It might be some time before the content comes out for this trip, so thank you. I like this shirt, so I like the design, the layout. So for anybody who's interested in it now, come and join us because we might do another one of those. I don't know if you guys were here for the driving stream. Oh, that was a battery notification. I don't know if you guys were around for, and it's not gonna be Chris, it's gonna be a totally different friend I'm gonna be introducing for the first time. The Flowery Monkeys. Flowery tea, oh yeah, the Flowery Tea. And Jake, no worries, man. And say Pinecomb, I had to finish packing up my apartment, had tons of fun following along. Thank you for joining. And as I just mentioned, no, it's not gonna be Victor. It's gonna be a totally different friend that nobody has ever met before. It's gonna be the very first time for anybody to meet this person. We may do another one of those driving streams if I can pack everything in. So, but the streets are starting to get crowded. So I'm gonna call this one a stream. We're gonna pack it up. I'm gonna say thank you guys so much for joining this one, for being a part of it. Thank you to the moderators for helping take care of it. Thank you to everybody who left questions and super chats and just was here and watched. And thank you. Thank you. It's been a really good time. I appreciate you guys being here. And I will talk to you guys again real soon. Bye-bye. Ugh.